We didn't play well. We didn't. Everything that we were trying to do in practice all week didn't seem to go against us, and kids didn't execute what we were looking for, and we got manhandled today.
What can you say about their defensive line?
They're good. They've always been good up front. We knew it going into the game. We had success the first drive. Once we fumbled the ball in the red zone, it kind of snowballed from there, and we weren't able to get back into rhythm like we did on that first drive. But they're very good up front, and in order for us to win games, we got to be able to run the ball. And they're pretty stout up front, and we didn't, execute like I wanted to today.
Would that have been the thing that you would have fixed? Would have been the push up front, or there was something else that perhaps stood out?
Well, I mean that's just part of it. Obviously, we need to get off the field on third down, and when you rush for almost 300 yards or 200 yards, and we couldn't get off the field, that's part of the problem as well. Obviously, our philosophy is we like to run the ball to set up the pass, but when you're already playing from behind, you have to change some things. And then when you start getting in third and long and second and long, and your defense can pin their ears back and come after you, that doesn't help either.
What made the read option so tough to contain?
Theirs?
Yeah.
It was more of the counter play. I think it was more counter than it was read option. When they're pulling the guard and tackle and quarterback fouling. We didn't execute what we were taught all week. We repped it as many times in practice as possible, and I'm not going to go through everything we did wrong on the play, but we just didn't play well, and we didn't play that play well.
So you're down 13-0. You give up the pass interference and the personal foul. It really sets them up for the drive. Is that kind of the turning point right there?
Probably. I also think the turning point, you can say it's not because it was early in the game, but that one first drive of the game that we went down the field and we were going to answer the bell after they scored. I think that we shot ourselves in the foot and we never really recovered. Yes, it was 13-0. We had a chance. The pass interference call and with a personal foul on top, after the play. Obviously you don't want to give them 30 yards of penalties, but it did set them up, and kind of from there it snowballed. Listen, we didn't play well in all three phases of the game. As you can see, our special teams was horrendous today. Offense, couldn't keep the quarterback off the ground. We didn't rush like I wanted to, and defensively, we couldn't stop the run. And anytime you can't stop the run and you can't keep your quarterback off the ground, you're not going to win too many games.
I'm sure you're tired of answering this question, but how does it change your team when you don't have number 7 out there?
Somebody else needs to step up and fill in. Obviously, he's a great player. I know a lot of kids feed off of his energy and his performance, but there's other kids on our team that are pretty good too, and we need to find out who we are. I can't sit here and look back and listen, number 7 isn't going to be around forever, right? He's only got 4 years, and he's out of here this year. He graduates in May. So there has to be other kids. We have to find an identity that need to step up. There are good players on our team. I don't know if it's a loss of his leadership or his energy, but we don't look the same as we did, obviously, the first game of the year, and we need to figure it out real quick.
Anything else? Maybe one more. They played Valparaiso last week. You didn't get a chance to see much of them. What surprised you, or what did you see out here today that maybe you didn't know you were going to see?
We saw everything that we were going to see in terms of the schemes and what they do offensively and defensively. I was just disappointed that we didn't execute, and we kind of fell apart. Like we didn't answer the bell when adversity hit, and we talk about that all the time. If you want to be a successful football team, you better be ready to answer that bell whenever it hits, because you know it's going to hit in the course of 4 quarters. You don't know when, and we didn't answer it. Any time it hit today, we didn't answer, and that's concerning to me. But everything that they ran and we saw all week in practice.